music. Hello. Right, we're live on Amazon Live. That seems a good way to do it. I was trying to work out the best way to go live on Amazon Live without interfering with anything, and I think I found it. So we're good to go. Basically, I'm in my Be Live studio and I'm broadcasting to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and of course Amazon Live. And I'm going to put myself full screen, and there you have it. Okay, now today we're going to be looking at mobile video shot on your mobile phone and what that entails. Hints, tips and tricks about mobile video, and we're looking at the home gimbal, the lapel microphone, the portable charger, and then we'll look at the Fitbit. Okay, so those are the items that we're actually going to be looking at today. And down the carousel, I'm going to look at the special offers. Logitech Brio down the carousel at the moment is currently 20% off, and I'll be talking about the Brio during the course of this live broadcast. And it is $159.99 as opposed to $199.99. Now, if you're watching me on Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn, you haven't got a clue when I talk about the carousel what's happening. If you click the link up above and come over to join me on Amazon Live, then you'll see the carousel and you'll see all 37 items in the carousel, and you can actually buy whilst I'm live or find out more whilst I'm live. I'm here to guide. I'm here to answer any questions that you have about any of the items down in the carousel. And the whole purpose of Amazon.com/live is for independent broadcasters like myself to be able to tell stories, to share information, to answer questions about the products that are in our carousel. Now, I own 75% of the items in the carousel. So during the course of this broadcast, you'll see quite a lot of those. During the course of a week, I broadcast 9 AM Eastern every weekday. I'll talk about everything that's in the carousel. But today we're concentrating on mobile, but I'm just going through and looking at the items which are on discount. If you click the link in the carousel, if you don't click the link in the carousel, nothing happens. Now, bargain of the day has to be, and I will talk about this definitely after I've done the mobile, is Logitech C920X. Logitech C920X, great starter camera for live broadcasting, either on Zoom or on the web. It's the greatest starter camera, and it's $59.99 as opposed to $69.99. But it has an added extra. That's what the X stands for. And the extra is XSplit VCam, which I'll explain to you later in the show. My new microphone is on sale for $119.99. That's the Elgato Wave 3, 20% off if you click the link in the carousel. My main microphone is not on discount today, which is the Logitech. Great discount also. I'm just going through the discount so that you know. I'm scrolling through the carousel at the bottom. TP-Link Deco is 13% off at $129.99. And again, I'm just going to find, okay. Right. There is highlighted now a special offer, which is this, which I'll talk about because it's on special offer. And because looking at it, 23% have been claimed. This is, let's change things up a bit. I'll go here. I'm going to hide the card because you know this is lights, camera, action. I'm going to hide the video because we already played it. And I'm going to go picture in picture. I'm going to move my iPad, not for the last time today, out of the way and put down on the desk this. This is the TrebLab HD77 portable wireless speaker. Okay. It has embossed controls on the top, which is brilliant because I love the size of these buttons. If I press the on button, we get blue LED lights at both ends. I'm trying to get it so you can see both ends of it. Okay, and I just got a notification through, which I'm going to ignore because I know I'm still live on my primary aim is to be live on Amazon Live now, which is good. So when you switched on, you get a blue light either side, which actually shows that it's on. Buttons at the top, there are only 4. You can decrease the volume, or as I prefer to do, increase the volume. You've got a pause button and a play button, same button. Okay, now this is no bigger really than a can of Coke, and it's fairly lightweight. This is designed to be portable, and to that end, you may be able to see you can put a lanyard on there, and then on the lanyard you can put a carabiner, which means you can attach it to your rucksack. So as you're climbing Mount Everest, you can actually listen to this. Now, as far as the power, this is an American product designed in the USA. It's the HD77 from TrebLab, a well-respected audio company, and they specialize in audio for outdoors. And this is made for outdoors as well as it works indoors. There's no problem with that, but it is made for outdoors. It's got a grill, a very classy grill, and the internal workings are all ABS plastic. So you could, not that I'm going to, but you could drop it and it most likely bounce. Okay. The other thing is that this is waterproof. It's meant to be outside. It's meant for use outside. He said, carefully positioning it. It is made for use outside. It is rainproof and waterproof to IPv6. And that means, I mean, I've seen demonstrations of people demonstrating this, and they've taken the unit and they put it in a bucket or a pail of water, and then they pull it out again, and it's still been working. Now, I'm not going to do that. I love the unit too much. I play it most days. Now, as far as operations concerned, you switch it on, and as soon as it's on, it's visible via Bluetooth, and you take your mobile phone. Yeah, you take your mobile phone, you go to Bluetooth, the HD77 will appear in the list of possible connections, connect it, and then go to Amazon Music, start playing, and the sound will come out of this speaker. Simple as that. So you select Amazon Music on your mobile, and the unit will start playing. As soon as you stop on the mobile, this will stop as well. It's got twin subwoofers, one either end. They do vibrate when the unit is actually playing music or a podcast, and it's got a solid stand, so you can put it down, and in the bottom, neatly concealed, and it takes some doing, but you can actually plug it in. Now, if you plug this into the mains, it takes 6 hours to recharge, and then you've got 20 hours of useful battery life. Also, I've said that this is a Bluetooth speaker. It is, but if you want to wire it up to your music system at home, then there's an audio lead-in connection as well. Okay, click it back down and it goes flush, and that is waterproof, as is the whole unit. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because in my carousel it says 67.97 and 23% of them have been claimed. And say hello to my good friend Guy. And Guy, do you have a USB Wi-Fi adapter in the carousel? Nope, I don't. Not at the moment. If you've got one, if you send me a link to it, I'll put it in the next carousel. That's as fair as I can say, because I don't USB Wi-Fi adapter. No, but that's a good point. Okay. And thank you for watching live, Guy. And thank you to everybody who's watching me live on Amazon. I do appreciate you spending your time with me. If you've got any questions about anything that I show you, then please do ask. So 23% claimed at this very special price. I love it. It's basically, we're going to, this summer, because I only got it in November, this summer, this will be going outdoors with us. And it means that when we go walking, as we do, then I can use this as a speaker. Now, we're not going to frighten anybody off. We're not going to turn it up to 11 or anything like that. But it does mean that we can listen to music whilst we're taking a breather. Because when we go on a walk, it's 5 or 6 miles at least. So it's going to be handy taking this out and about this summer. And if it should rain, it's not a problem. Because as I said earlier, this is actually waterproof. I just like the styling of it. It's a very stylish product. And this is it, full screen in a second with me. Okay, this is it. This is the unit. That's the size of it. Okay, because sometimes camera angles can be deceptive. And it's only got the 4 buttons on the top, and they're embossed, as you can see. Easy, big fingers, not a problem. And when you switch it off, I'll try and find the right button. It goes red. And it played a sound that you can't hear because I've got crisp on, and you can't hopefully sounds. But that's it. As we're going through the carousel with things that are on special offer today, I'm going to come back, and I think Guy's got another comment. I'll find what works. He's getting all right. Okay, Guy is a happy man today. Why is Guy happy? Because Guy recently moved, and he's now getting new internet. And he's getting 1 gigabyte up and 1 gigabyte down. That's something that in the UK we can only dream about. We will never see those speeds in the UK. Well, I say never. I live in the sticks. I live in the country, in Wiltshire, a little town called Devizes, population 23,000, and close to Stonehenge, close to Avebury, etc. But we're not going to get good Wi-Fi or good internet yet. Okay, because our national telecoms company doesn't know where Wiltshire is. So, but that's just my beef. Okay, and thank you, Flinkhead. Sorry, Guy, I will check it out soon. Okay, just going through the carousel before we come back to mobile. And the next item on offer, I can't show you this because the blue snowball belongs to my partner Angelica. And I can say it's 14% off today. It's $59.99 instead of the usual $69.99. And I can, later this week, I will actually bring in, we do a show every 2 weeks called Ask Angelica, which is German language tuition. And that's when Angelica uses her blue snowball. And you'll be able to hear the sound of that if I bring a clip in, which I will do on the next broadcast. I'm always going to, my carousel, I've got my own carousel, which is down below me, which is all the items I'm going to use during the show, and it's chock full. But I'm sure I can add a video that Angelica and I have done. Okay, carrying on with the things that are on special offer during this live broadcast. This one I can show you. I have. This is a big thing. This is. I'm going to try and do it justice. This is a Microsoft Surface pencil. If you've got a Microsoft Surface, then absolutely brilliant. This, I love using this. It's very sensitive, and it makes using. I've got a Microsoft Surface Book 2, and the Surface Book 2 splits in 2. So you get basically a 13.5-inch tablet, and then you can convert it back into a laptop. It takes a minute or two, or less than that. But this stylish black pencil from Microsoft is currently today, just wait for it, $57.99, which is an incredible 42% off. If you've got a Microsoft Surface, or you know somebody who's got a Microsoft Surface, this is the ideal gift. Okay, and it's on at $57.99 today, which is 42% off. It's magnetic, so it plugs to the side of the computer. You can't lose it. Even I can't lose it. and it's plugging onto the side of my computer, my Microsoft Surface Book 2, and all is good. Okay, then we've got Logitech Pro, but I'm going to come back to that, because that, in actual fact, if I go over here, is not on offer. Just bear with me, I'm trying to find things on offer. Okay, the tripod is down the carousel, down featured item at the moment. It is $32.99 as opposed to $36.99. It's 11% off. And basically, I've got a stand here. I'll show it you later, but if I just like star in the show, it is an iPad. It's covering me up, never mind. It is an iPad stand, and it's very handy if you want to broadcast from your iPad. This is the one that you want, because it goes up to 5'6", so you can stand up and you can talk to camera. Okay, and I've got a comment coming in from Guy. Just let me put that so it doesn't fall over. Yeah, it nearly fell over then. That's no good, is it? Okay, operating systems for that unit are macOS Tiger, Windows Vista. Just a minute, how old is this product, Guy? Windows Vista. Okay, anyway, thanks for the information. I will have a look after this broadcast. I'll go and take a look. Thank you for the link. Okay, other things on offer at the moment before we go to our main part is the keyboard. Microsoft Surface keyboard is 20% off, and my monitor, which is the BenQ monitor, I'm just going through the carousel, that is 10% off today. The book by my good friend Lottie Hearn, excellent book, is also on discount and is $23.40 as opposed to $15. If you're just thinking of going live on camera and you're thinking, I'll never do that, I'll never be able to go on camera, well, I'm here to tell you you can. What I'm doing now is a learned skill. Yeah, it's not something you're born with. And I know many people who in real life are shy, but as soon as they get on camera, they come to life. I'm one of them. So Confidence on Camera by my good friend Lottie Hearn, who lives in Ireland. Okay, and the final thing, that's it. That's what's on offer. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back now and come back to the beginning of my carousel. So now we get down to the broadcast proper. Thank you for watching me live on Amazon today. I do appreciate your time, and I'm going to bring up the second camera. Okay, and I'm going to switch round to here, and then I'm going to switch here. Just give me a second. It'll be worth it, I promise you. Okay, and I just want to do this just for a second. If I go here, just a minute, this will work. Okay, I'm broadcasting on Be Live. Unmute to listen. This is lights, camera, action, and I am live from England. Okay, I live in Wiltshire in England, and I'm honoured to actually be on Amazon Live. I totally enjoy every broadcast that I do. It's absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's the best platform for live broadcasters. And if you go, oh, that doesn't look right. Just a minute. Okay, I'm going to remove all of that. Okay, it only works when I'm side by side. I'm making others though. I'm making others. Thank you for watching me. After this broadcast, if you go to browse and go to streaming soon, you've got your own Amazon Live TV guide. Browse, streaming soon, and you will see all the broadcasts that are going to be broadcast today in time order. And you'll be able to tell from the image and from the title what the show is about. Now, we can't yet, if you're on mobile, you can actually set yourself a reminder. Okay, if you're on desktop, you can actually follow the person and then you'll know when they go live. So there's such a wealth of talent that the number of great broadcasters on Amazon Live just continues to grow. And as I say, I'm glad I'm proud to actually be part of them. Okay, now, up until March last year, I was a desktop guy. Yeah, I'm just moving things about because I need some space. I was totally a desktop guy. But then I discovered the home gimbal, and it's changed what I do at the weekends. Because at the weekends, I go out and about with a partner Angelica. We visit places, National Trust. So we visit castles, country houses, and ancient monuments. Okay, like Stonehenge, like Avebury. Okay, and we do a walk around, and then when we've done our walk around, before we go and get something to eat, I go off and film, and I film live. I go live from my mobile camera, and I broadcast to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and my website. Okay, and I have a blast actually doing it. There's a frisson about actually being live on mobile from somewhere you're visiting and telling stories. Okay, so I do, before we go there, I actually do some cribbing. I actually do some reading about where we're going. Some of the places we go to, been to that many times, I know it off by heart anyway, but I do prepare. Right, what am I talking about? Okay, I'm talking about this. Let's go side by side. Okay, I'm just going to clear the desktop. Okay, this, I've got to go to the carousel. Down in the carousel is the home gimbal. And this, remember the pen? Okay, this is the home gimbal. And this is the unit that I actually use with my mobile phone. Okay, and I'm going to get it as close as I can get it, and I'm going to go picture in picture, and I'm going to shrink myself. Okay, I've got to go there. Okay, so you can now see me, and you can see the gimbal. This is the gimbal. A gimbal is a device for keeping your mobile phone steady. That's its primary job, is to keep your mobile phone steady. Your phone goes into the clamp. Now, I know it sounds ridiculous, but do take the case off your phone first. Okay, you get a better grip from the clamp if you take the casing off first. So you take your casing off, you make sure that the camera is at the top. That's the second hint today. And then once you've got your mobile phone in there, you've got the series of controls, which you can see there. And I'll be able to show them if I come here, actually. Okay, you've got a series of controls, which you can see there. And the red one is the on-off switch. Okay, hold for 3 seconds and it powers up. Okay, when you do power up, make sure that the gimbal is actually on a flat surface. Just a minute. When you do power up, make sure the gimbal is on a flat surface with your phone in it, because the first thing it needs to do is calibrate. And if you're holding it, then it won't calibrate properly. So put it down on a surface with your phone in, and then you can then hit the on button. Now, for the majority of films that you make, that's all you need to do. You just press the on button, this swivels and goes into motion, and then you're ready. And you go to your mobile phone, and I just press go live. Equally, you could just press record. If you press record, it goes on your hard drive, on the mobile phone. If you press go live using software called Astra, ASTRA, Streaming Studio, Astra Streaming Studio, and that's on Android. Okay, there's another one on Apple, but iOS, iPhone, but I'll tell you about that later in the week. Okay, so most of the time you just need to switch it on, get your software in the phone, press, and you're off. And you can then walk about carrying the gimbal. Now, the thing is, because the phone's in the gimbal, you're not afraid of dropping the phone. And you're not holding the phone up there. You're just holding the gimbal like that. It's very light, okay? And pressing record is all you need to do. But that's not all you can do. From the control panel or from the mobile phone app, you can zoom in, zoom out, you can pan left, pan right, you can tilt up, you can tilt down. Okay, all those controls are there on the gimbal itself, and they're replicated on the mobile phone app. Okay, now I always shoot just me, but you could have somebody holding the mobile. Well, no, because the mobile phone's up there. Okay, so if you, I've never understood this. Yeah, if the mobile phone's up there and you're actually, yeah, okay. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm a point and shoot man. That's all I need. But that's the gimbal. Okay, now I've shown you the most wonderful piece of technology, and it's very lightweight. But the next thing is, well, what can it do? And to show you what it can do, I'm going to bring in a video. And this video is of Salisbury Cathedral. And Salisbury Cathedral was built in the 1100s and is a place of pilgrimage for people from all around the world come to visit Salisbury Cathedral. It is, well, it is a national monument, and inside is beautiful and glorious, but outside, well, outside is, well, let's go to the cloisters. This is a shot using the home gimbal. Just let me find that bit for you. Okay, whilst you're waiting, what can we do? Oh, the software I'm using is Astra Streaming Studio, and that's how I go live from my phone. And now going down to look for something in my list of things. I'm actually busy. Just a minute. I'll be back. Okay. Right, I've got it. Found it. We can go now. What I'm going to do is put the video full screen. Okay, and I'm going to turn my microphone off, and we're going to go on a tour. And thank you for the comments. I'll catch up in a minute. We're going to go on a tour of Salisbury Cathedral, built in the, well, in the 1100s, we'll say. Walk around. It's a great place to visit. It's something about Salisbury. And say hello to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Twitch. Hopefully I'm live on my website too as we take this walk around Salisbury Cathedral. This is going to be a short broadcast, but hopefully it's a successful one. I can't see your comments because I'm actually just following around the cloisters. Okay, now the plan is we'll walk around the four sides of the cloisters and try and avoid people. But Salisbury for centuries has been a place of pilgrimage, just in the same way that pilgrims in Spain go on pilgrimages. Then this is one of the places that people from Europe used to come and visit. We're about to go past a door in a moment, a very special door. So we head towards the end of the corridor, and this piece is closed off. There are gardens through that door. We can go out into the gardens, but we're coming up the third side of the cloisters. And if I go over here, then I can give you an idea of what he said standing up, what the cloisters actually look like. It is a beautiful sight. As I just pan round to the cathedral itself, and hopefully I can just climb down again. Okay, 1, 2, we're down. Okay, so now on our right, and it will be described in a moment on this poster here, this is the chapter house. And the chapter house, we can sort of look through the glass, but that's where there is one of the copies of the Magna Carta from 1215. and it's one of the original copies made at the time of the original. It's one of only 3 existing copies of the Magna Carta, and if you go through that doorway, then you can read and see the story of the Magna Carta, and then you can read the document itself, which of course is in Latin, which is where a Latin education comes in handy. And now we're going down the 4th side of the cloisters. Sorry for the wobble. And I'm back. I'm just going to change slightly. Just give me a second. Hopefully the sound is okay. If there are problems with sound, then please let me know. I'm going to change back to that, and then you'll be able to see more of me. I'm set up to actually look like this. Okay. So that is Salisbury Cathedral using the home gimbal. And you notice the thing that happens because you're carrying the gimbal, the image is pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect. This is not TV, but this is semi-professional, and you can use this gimbal to shoot video like that, and it doesn't take any training whatsoever. Yeah, bit of practice, just a couple of practice shoots, but then you can go out and you can use this gimbal to record history. Yeah, because what you're actually doing when you're using a gimbal is, first of all, it's personal. When we always go to Stonehenge or Salisbury Cathedral or all the wonderful places around us, or you go around all the wonderful places around you, or even your own town, you're actually filming history on the day that you did it. Yeah, and people in 10, 15 years time will come and look at it and say, that's what it looked like in 2022. It's changed a bit since then. Well, Stonehenge hasn't changed. No, yeah, Stonehenge hasn't changed in recent years. When I say recent, it hasn't changed since the 60s. It's looked like it looks now since the 1960s, late 50s, 60s. So first thing you're doing is personal history. Second, because your camera, your mobile phone is in there, it's safe. You're not going to worry about it falling at all. And it's steady. If you go up and down, then the gimbal will compensate as best it can. Okay, that's what it's all about. That's why this is called the home gimbal iSteady. The iSteady stands for actually keeping things steady. And I changed the way we do weekends now. This goes out with me every weekend. I charge it the night before, and then we go off filming. And I'll show you a few more films as we continue our mobile video journey, because that's one of the elements is the gimbal. You've got to have a gimbal, and for the price, once you've used it a couple of times, you'll realize how valuable the gimbal is. And say hello to Grant, and Grant's a good friend, and Grant's saying it looks like a great gimbal for a phone. It is ideal, Grant, and thank you for joining me. Grant also broadcasts on the system that I'm using, which is below. And you should catch his shows on Facebook. All I'm saying, just watch Grant Saunders on Facebook. Okay, so we've got me. I'm going to hide the video for a moment. We've got me, we've got the phone, we've got the gimbal. There are 2 other things that you actually need if you're going to do this well. Okay, and I'm going to go down into the carousel, and I'm going to change it, because the next thing you actually need, if you're going to go live on your mobile phone, hopefully this will work. If you're going to go live on your mobile phone does have a microphone, because you can take phone calls on it. Yeah, you can. That's what it's for. It's for taking phone calls. We've forgotten that. People don't phone each other these days, not as much as they used to. There is a microphone built in to your phone. Okay, iPhone or Android phone like this is Samsung. But if you're going to film video and you're going to film in a crowd or in a city, in a town or in a city, then you're going to have noises all around you, especially if there's traffic. And this little microphone in here does what it's supposed to. It picks up the sound, and it will pick up the sound from all around you. That's not good. You'll notice in that video, when I was going around Salisbury Cathedral, I was actually narrating. So I tell my own stories whilst I'm actually shooting the video and whilst I'm live. And if I just had the phone on the gimbal, people wouldn't hear what I was saying. They'd hear everybody else, but I would not be the primary voice on the video. So next thing you actually need, I always get in knots when I do this. Okay, I'm going to shrink that. I'm going to shrink myself again. You notice I keep shrinking. I'm going to shrink myself again, and let's go there, and I shrink myself so you can see more of the desk. So that's the carrying case that the gimbal comes in. It's very sturdy. It's got compartments for the gimbal. Oh, I nearly forgot. Just stay with the gimbal for a moment. The gimbal also comes with a tripod stand, which screws into the bottom of the gimbal, and it opens up so that you can use the gimbal for doing static photography. Yeah. On a different version of their own gimbal, it will also track you, which is quite handy. That seems to be the technology of the moment, is being able to track you. So you've got a stand as well. Put the case to one side. Okay. I'll put the gimbal to one side. Okay. Now, you need a lapel microphone. If you're going to do this, if you're going to do voiceover, you need a lapel microphone. Fits on your lapel, and it plugs in to the audio port on your phone, and your internal microphone cuts out. Okay, and the lapel microphone will work. Now, what does it look like? Okay, this is where I take my life into my hands, because if we go back again, inside this pouch is the lapel microphone, and I don't know how, but every time I put it into there, and I always take care to actually get it untangled, but it always has a mind of its own. Okay, just to show I do untangle it. There it is. Okay, so that plugs into the foot of your mobile phone, takes out the internal microphone, and as long as that's connected, then the sound will come from your lapel microphone. The lapel microphone is here, or possibly here. Okay, it has a crocodile clip which simply attaches it to your clothes. Now I can tell you from using it quite a lot that it doesn't damage your clothes at all. It pinches them, but when you take it off again, you can't just shake your clothes, then you'll never tell it's been there. But this is essential. If you're going to be heard above the noise all around you, be it traffic, be it people, then you need a lapel microphone. The one down the carousel is the one that I would recommend. And it is been revised since I got it, but it is on sale today. It's got 41% off, and this is the upgraded 2022 version. You're most welcome, Grant. Grant's just saying thank you. This is the upgraded 2022 presentation. I got the 2021. Yeah, so the upgraded version is on sale today. It's normally $59.99, but if you buy it today, then you can get it for $35.45. And this little thing is priceless, because it means that you're heard above all the noise that's going on around you, whether it be traffic, whether it be people. You can be heard using the lapel microphone, and you can give a narration. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to Salisbury Cathedral. I'm going to bring it back on screen. You've seen the inside of Salisbury Cathedral, and I'm going to take myself off solo. I'm going to put the video full screen. Okay, and what I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to wind forward to there. Okay, so now we're going to go outside Salisbury Cathedral, and I'm going to continue my tour of Salisbury Cathedral in Wiltshire, England, 97 miles away from London. This is part 2, because you've seen the inside, this is the outside. Cathedral itself, again another doorway. I'm going to go around the corner, then I'm going to try and walk backwards. Right, okay. Give you an idea of the cathedral, surrounded on all sides by houses built in 16th, 17th, 18th centuries. But this is one of the entrances. This is the side entrance. The cloisters is the main entrance, and then we have a side entrance here, and perhaps you can just go up to the gate and it says the entrance is in the cathedral. Well, we can believe that because we've just been there. And you can see that the sign is in 4 languages: English, German, French and Spanish. And there's, just to show that I'm here at Christmas time, there is a tree. But it is just magnificent. So what we're going to do now is we're going to walk across the grass. And you can walk on the grass, there's no keep off signs at all. And I'm going to walk back up to here so that I can give you 4 o'clock. The bells are chiming. We can hear the cathedral bells behind us. Okay, so I'm going to go up here. Okay, and then I'm going to pan round so you can see all the properties. And the cathedral is in a quadrangle bound by houses on 4 sides, and there is the cathedral. I'm just hoping that I can actually show you the magnificence of the cathedral as we go around. And there's nobody walking around here, we're quite safe until I get to the edge. Then what I'm going to try and do is go up, and if I zoom out you get some idea of what the cathedral actually looks like. I'm just going to try and adjust here because I do want to get it. That's it. I'm going right to the top of the spire, and it will be cold up there today, and then coming down. Sorry for the being juddery. And that's the first time that I've actually shown the external views of the cathedral. It is a wonderful place to visit. If you're thinking of coming to the UK, then Stonehenge, Big Ben and Salisbury. Salisbury is a beautiful city, cathedral city. It's a living church with services, and we manage to attend 2 or 3 times a year. It is just inside is just glorious, and if you've a head for heights, you can actually climb to the top of the tower. Okay, now we've looked at the gimbal, we've looked at the lapel microphone. There is something else you need if you're going to do mobile video, and that is this. And I'm going to highlight it in the carousel. Okay, and I'm going to try and find it over here. Okay, it's this. Okay, it is a battery power pack. True story, and I'll show you another video in a moment. We went to Portsmouth, which is in the south of England. It's a naval town, and it's the home of the Royal Naval Dockyards. And when we'd done the grand tour, I got my gimbal and my mobile phone, plugged my microphone in, and set off. And I set off filming, as I'll show you in a minute. And went past HMS Warrior, no problem. Up past HMS Victory, which took part in the Battle of Trafalgar, and then round to the Mary Rose. Now, the Mary Rose is the ship commissioned by Henry VIII, and it sank to the bottom of the English Channel, and then it was lifted up. Okay, and it's now being renovated. I think that's the right word, at the Royal Naval Dockyards. So I'm walking past the HMS Victory, and all of a sudden on my phone, this very phone, I could see that the picture had stopped. There was no picture. And then I saw there was no sound, and then the phone went off. Okay, quite simply, I'd forgotten to charge my phone the night before. If I'd had this charger with me, and I didn't, then that wouldn't have been a problem. This charger is priceless because not only will it charge, it's USB-C, not only will it charge your mobile phone, it'll charge any device which accepts a USB-C. Okay, it will also, this is unusual, you know what that is? Anybody? And I'm waiting for guesses as to what that is. Okay, I'll tell you. It's not, it is, in actual fact, I'll go this way. That is a Fitbit charger. That charges my Fitbit. Okay, I don't use it very often, but it is a Fitbit charger. To actually charge this unit, you just plug it in, USB-C into there, USB-A into your power, and it will charge overnight, and then you can use it as an emergency power supply with your mobile phone, but to recharge any appliance that you've got, whether it be a Fitbit, whether it be your earphones, it can be used to recharge anything. Okay, so this is invaluable, and it soon pays for itself because I now take this in my rucksack wherever we go, and I'm not need it yet, but I know it's there, and it's the security of knowing that this charger can be plugged into and I can carry on doing the video. So those are the three elements. Okay, so just a reprise as I put that down there. Okay, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to go picture. I'm going to hide the cathedral. You've seen inside and outside now. I'm going to, so it's all set up. So what do I have here? I've got the charger, okay, which is down the carousel. I've got the Lapel Microphone, which is next to the charger, and it's just one of the best ones there is. And then, of course, I have the home gimbal itself, and I've got great use out of it. And I just enjoy, it's a great hobby. It really is a great hobby, is going out and doing mobile video, because when you go out and you do mobile video, I put my hands up before I came back. When you go out and you do mobile video, you're getting exercise. Yeah. And you don't know you're getting exercise. If you do a 25-minute video, you've walked a mile, you've done 2,000 steps. Yeah. Easily, without thinking, just because you've shot the video. Yeah. So that brings me on to neatly the next item that I'm going to talk about now. Hopefully, if I can find it in my carousel. Yeah, I've got it. Okay. Right. The next item I'm going to talk about, because this is, okay, just a reminder before I carry on. This is lights, camera, action, and you are watching, oh, wait a minute. You're watching Stephen live from England, and I want to say, just let that go through again because it's a bit fast today. Okay, you're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England, 97 miles away from London. It's about 14 degrees outside today. In Fahrenheit, that is around about 60 degrees, which is not bad for this time of year. I want to say just totally thank you for watching. I feel blessed that I'm actually able to do this on Amazon Live from the UK. So thank you to Amazon Live, and thank you to you for actually spending time with me today. And I do appreciate it. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about, no, you know that, you already know that, you already know that. The next thing I'm going to talk about is an action item. Okay, the second action item, because the gimbal is an action item. Second thing I'm going to talk about is this. This is my Fitbit. Okay, and this is what keeps me fit. This keeps me fit. I moved down to wonderful Wiltshire 10 years ago, and then 8 years ago I got Fitbit, and that changed my life because I started counting steps. If you walk around the house and don't go out, you'll do about 2,000 steps, between 1,500 and 2,000 steps, 3/4 of a mile to 1 mile a day. As soon as you go outside into the fresh air, and we went out today and it was raining, then you're getting exercise. And if you exercise, you're doing yourself good. Now, just for a moment, I just want to put that there. I'll be back in a second. I'm not going anywhere. I just want to get something. Okay, and because that camera is static, you saw me come back then. That camera is static. Walking has been part of my life. So actually came down to Wiltshire. So many places we can actually walk. Fortunate to have the Kensington Canal close to me, and that runs from Bristol to London. Okay, 87 miles. And it basically, the canal was built for one reason, because goods were shipped from the USA to Bristol. And in Bristol, they went on a barge, and then the barge travelled all the way to London, which would have taken 4 or 5 days. But remember, in those days, no steam engines, no railways, no planes, just water. And barges were the way to transport from A to B. So they built an 87-mile canal to actually do that. And that's why I go and train. I go out with my Fitbit, and I go and train. And I go walking. Yeah. And I can walk 6 miles out, 6 miles back on the Kensington Canal. But I do it mainly because I just want to share this because I've got it. For exercise, okay, I've got a medal, and this is the medal from the Sarsen Trail. Now, the Sarsen Trail is 26 miles, 385 yards from Avebury. I'll show you Avebury in a minute, to Stonehenge. And it was organised by the local wildlife trust. And we took part. And basically, this Fitbit has done 60,000 steps in one day, 30 miles in one day. Okay. That was when I did the Sarsen Trail. Okay. Now, when you buy the Fitbit, first of all, there is no subscription charge. The Fitbit, once you've got it, that's it. Everything else, this is part of an ecosystem. And I'm going to show you now why this matters. Okay. One of the things about any type of exercise is motivation. Yeah. Now, you may well have a partner to motivate you. Okay, which is good. Brilliant. I'm fortunate in that respect. Angelica says, it's raining, we're going out, and that's it. I'm out. Okay, I'm no say, but it does mean I get out every day. In actual fact, Angelica came up with this idea over Christmas, and she said, right, okay, what we're going to do in 2022 is we're going to go out for a walk every single day. Yeah, I thought, okay, I'm up for it. Now, they said there are rules. Okay, if you're ill and can't walk, then that's okay. You're not breaking the continuity. You're allowed 15 days throughout the year where you can say, I'm busy, I don't want to go. Okay, I've had 2 of those so far and 1 day ill. But we're doing walking with our Fitbits, because we've got matching Fitbits. We're doing walking with our Fitbits every single day. Now, as far as the Fitbit is concerned, the thing is that it has become a fashion icon. Okay, now the one that I'm wearing, I'm putting on whilst I'm talking. Yeah, this one. You can see it's got a black strap. There are designer straps for the Fitbit. Did I say Fitbit's actually owned by Google? Yeah. Fitbit is owned by Google, so financially secure, not going anywhere, been bought by Google. I try and do me I try and do 8,000 steps a day, 4 miles a day. And it's difficult in winter, but we're going out every day. So I'm doing steps every day because the fact that we're actually on this Angelica challenge for 2022, and that's working very well. As I say, we're now at 16th of February and we've done 44 walks out of the 47. Yeah. But this is just part of it. Okay. Any colour you like. Okay. Just click the link in the carousel. Oh, just as a note, on that particular Fitbit, this is my Fitbit Inspire 2, down the carousel, there is 14% off today. So it's $85.60 as opposed to $99.95. Good reason to talk about it. But this is only the start of it, because what you do is you go to fitbit.com, okay, and you register for the guarantee, for the warranty. But there is a community on fitbit.com which is active. And you can join that community and you can take part in challenges organized by the members of the community. Now, I take part in 2 challenges, not necessarily every week. There's a weekday challenge, Monday through Friday, and a weekend challenge, Friday and Saturday. This is all free, yeah, organized by members. And you can go there and you can join a league. Now, this is not a football league or a soccer league. This is a walking league of people who like walking and enjoy walking and actually use a Fitbit. Yeah. And the thing is that if you go out, as we all should, and you walk 3 miles, 6,000 steps, Fitbit.com knows it already. The people in your league know about it and they're told you've just done 6,000 steps and they all cheer. It's the greatest support group I've seen for fitness. Yeah. Fitbit.com, getting into a challenge is the most motivation you need because you're actually chasing other people up the ladder. Okay. And if you have a good day, you go up. And if you have a bad day, you'll go down. Yeah. Now, I'm never going to be at the top of the ladder. Okay. But I do try to be in the middle of the ladder. And the challenges renew each week. Yeah. It's a great way to keep fit. I've had 4 Fitbits. I get a new one every 2 years. Basically because the technology improves, the app improves, and whole range of good reasons to actually change it. Okay. I never worn one out. I mean, my other Fitbits probably stored somewhere, gathering dust. But I will be getting a new Fitbit this year because this is year 2. And next week I'll talk about my new Fitbit, even though I don't have it. Okay, but it's on my list of things to get. And the Fitbit is just reminding me that I need to walk, but I can't walk because I'm talking to you. Okay. If you can set reminders so that you do 350 steps in an hour, third of a mile, okay, so you keep moving, and you can set reminders so that it reminds you, not warns, reminds you you've got to go and get some steps. Yeah, so Fitbit, part of an ecosystem. The simplest way to keep fit is just to walk outside your door with a Fitbit. It measures how far you've walked today, how far you've walked this week, how far you walked this month, how far you've walked this year. Now, we're working our way up. What we're doing is we're actually getting fitter each day. Fitbit says I'm doing well. Strava says I'm doing well because I'm exercising 34 days out of 30, 44 days out of 47 is pretty good going. I'm feeling better for it. Yeah. I mean, I might get wet occasionally, but I do feel better for it. Okay. And back now in the carousel. And I'm going to talk about, this is lights, camera, action. Just a minute. I realize new people are joining us all the time. And thank you for watching me live, spending part of your day with me. This is lights, camera, action. And this is, you're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. I'm quite, as I said earlier, I'm proud to be here and happy to be here and happy that you're spending your time. If you can use this as a television channel, right? People who are broadcasting on here, me included, are all independent broadcasters. We're not contracted by Amazon at all. We come on here, we tell our stories about the products that we own, and we're here to answer your questions. Yeah. If you have any questions at all about live broadcasting, about broadcasting to your website, about Fitbits, about taking action, then please do ask in the comments, as Guy and Grant have done, because that helps things move forward. And I'm always here to answer your questions. I've been doing this live video thing for the last 6 years. I've learned a lot in that time. I've met hundreds of friends around the globe. In fact, I'm broadcasting with some friends at 12 p.m. today. Well, we're actually looking at some new software. Looking forward to that. Okay, so back to the carousel. And thank you for being here, and thank you for all your comments. I'm next going to show you. Okay, I'm going to show you this. Okay, just a minute. Takes me a second to set up as we actually switch from one to another. So I need to put the gimbal over there. I need to put my medal. Remember the medal? I need to put my medal away and the charger. I find that at the end of these broadcasts, it takes me about 10 minutes to tidy up. Okay, where am I going? Where am I going? Right, okay. I'm going here. Okay, just let me move that out of the way. Okay. Down the carousel is the Logitech C920X, which is that one. Let's make space. This is the camera. This is the camera that most people buy as their first camera. Logitech C920. And it's got obviously the lens, and it's got two microphones. It's dual microphone. This is the ideal gift for somebody who's on Zoom or is starting live broadcasting. It's perfect. And the price point today is very good because there's a discount if you click the link in the carousel. Camera is 1080p and 720p. The higher the number, the clearer the picture. Okay, now I'm broadcasting to you in 720p. I'm not using this camera because this camera is not plugged in. Okay, but you can see it's got a USB-C connection, and you can plug it into your computer or your Mac, and it will simply work. This camera is everywhere. It's ubiquitous. Most people, when they start live broadcasting, get this camera. They buy this very camera, Logitech C920. Yeah, when I started broadcasting 6 years ago, everybody had a Logitech C920, which is a clue to the fact that this camera is actually 6 years old. It is so reliable. You just plug it in, it's recognized straight away. You don't need to do anything else, and it will work. Okay, and you can put it. The thing you do is you just open the hinge at the bottom, which is quite tight, and then you put it on top of your monitor or on top of your laptop, and that's it. That's where it sits. It sits proudly, and it looks at you, and you look at it, and the world is good. Okay. If, however, you want to put this on a tripod, then on the underneath you will see that you can actually put a tripod. So you can put this on a tripod stand, and then the tripod stand can actually go wherever you want it to go. Yeah. So it doesn't have to sit on your monitor. It can sit on a tripod stand. I don't know whether there's one in the carousel or not, but this is good. Now, this is the C920X, and the X stands for XSplit VCam, because this camera, I'm just going to try and find a video. It will be worth our whiles. If I can find this video, then yeah, I've got it. Okay. This camera is not the end of it. This is the beginning of it. The X stands for XSplit VCam, which is background removal software. Now, rather than tell you the software you get, I'm going to show you XSplit VCam and what it can do. I'm going to bring the video on screen. I'm going to take myself off full screen. Okay, so this is an introduction to the software that comes with the camera that's down in the carousel, which today is on discount. Okay, this is the software that comes with the camera. This is XSplit VCam. And I'm here to give you an overview of XSplit VCam, how it works. Background removal tool I've been using since January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. Now the image behind me is one of Salisbury Cathedral, and the acid test of any background removal tool is that you still have 10 fingers with little webbing between them. Okay, so that test passed. Second is the outline of your body. Those are the things to look for when you're looking at a green screen, the ability to actually move about. So let's take a look at the software itself, and this is the XSplit VCam program. Okay, now you notice the top there, it says original. This is me. This is also me. So this is how I look normally. Now, first stage is to actually remove the background. So let's remove the background by pressing a button, and I get background's gone. Okay, prove that if I go here, background has disappeared. Okay, so next step is to select a background to go in place, and you can do that just by clicking an image. You'll get a different background. Okay, that's it. That's very colorful. Now, just a warning, you need to make sure that the image at the top is not too light. Okay, what you don't want is to have an image too light at the top. If you try it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now XSplit VCam is an external program which you download from XSplit, and it sits on your computer and you can use it in this way. Okay, so over to one of my favorite backgrounds. So I'm just switching background. Now, if I go to here, you can actually see that I can get backgrounds from several sources. I can upload a media file. Okay, and I'm going to upload a media file. I'm going to go on my hard drive to artwork and to reduced. Okay, and I'm going to bring up this image, and that's it. That's how easy it is to take an image from your hard drive and bring it on screen. Second thing you can do is you can run a YouTube video. Now I can show you a sample of this if I go. And it's back to me. Okay, so that software that you've just seen is include 3-month use of that software is included with Logitech C920X. And I love background removal software because with background removal software, you can tell stories. Just as music can set a mood, so can a picture. If you're talking about French cuisine, then you can have a picture in the background of French cuisine. If you're talking about the Eiffel Tower, you could have a picture of the Eiffel Tower. If you're talking about Big Ben, you could have a picture of Big Ben behind you. And the thing is that it means that you're actually upping your game. Yeah, I mean, if all my broadcasts were done just with the green screen behind me, and this is the only show where I don't use the camera, the background removal software, then my broadcasts would not be like they are. So just in summary then, and thank you, I want to say thank you to Rome for following. Hello, Rome, nice to see you, and thank you for the good morning. Good morning to you, sir, and thank you for actually following. Okay, now we've seen the Logitech C920X, $59.99. It's 14% off today, and the software that you've just seen is actually included. Now, the people who provide background removal software often say in their blurb, their advertising, you do not need a green screen. Okay, now that's true. You don't need a green screen to use background removal software like XSplit VCam, but to get the best picture, you do need a green screen. What you don't want, as I said in the video, is you don't want a breeze blowing up there, okay? And you don't want any down there. You don't want tearing either, okay? So that's why I've got the green screen. Now, the green screen that you can see and you've been looking at is the Foggy green screen that's down the carousel, and it is $64.99. Okay, it is reversible. On the other side, it's blue. This side, it's green, as you can see. It's scrunchable. In other words, you can fold it up and then you can put it into its case and you can carry it anywhere. Now, a green screen, obviously, I'm using it in the live broadcast today, but you can also use it as a photography screen as well. So it's dual purpose. If you want to start taking photographs with a green screen backdrop, you can then slide in a picture behind, and the picture could be we were in the Antarctic with the penguins. Or sorry, that's not strictly true, is it? So photography as well. Green screens are absolutely brilliant. They help to tell the story. They help to set the mood. And I've been a green screen fan since January 2019. The software I showed you, which was the XSplit VCam, which came with the camera, I've also been using since January 2019. I got the green screen and the software at the same time. Okay, I've got to say that I have got an annual license for the software. It's so good. They keep improving it. Yeah, and I'm just chuffed because when I did happy. When I did that video, the video I just showed you is actually on YouTube, and I got a comment from XSplit saying thank you, excellent as usual, which I'm going to photo frame, of course. Okay, so you do need a green screen. The Foggy is one of the best green screens out there. You're actually looking at it behind me now, and that's that. So now this is the bit where I have fun. Not that I'm sorry, I'm having fun anyway. Sorry, didn't mean it that way. You're actually watching down in the carousel now is the Logitech Brio camera. And the Logitech Brio camera today is 20% off. You're looking at it now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to load a piece of software and explain to you all about the Logitech Brio camera. It means I've got to dive over here. Okay, and I'm waiting for my computer to respond. I've got to dive there. Okay, in a moment, I'll show you what you can do with any Logitech camera, not just this camera, C920, C922, C925, 930, and the Brio. The Brio is towards the top of the range, and you'll notice if I go here and I hide the video, I don't need that anymore. If I go side by side, okay, and I go here and go here, you've got two of me, for which I apologize. On the left is the Logitech Brio. On the right is the Oswald Tiny, which we're going to look at in a minute. You can tell a color difference. Yeah, you can tell that the cameras are. I don't know which camera to look into. Do I look into that camera or do I look into that camera? Okay. Right, but there is software that you can actually use to actually fine tune how you look on camera. So I'm going to hide the second me. Okay, so you're now back to me on the Brio. I think I'm just checking. Yes, I am. Right, we'll know in a minute. Right, I'm going to screen share. Okay, and I'm going to screen share some software, which I've just started up, and I go over here, and I go there, and I go there. Oh, done it again. It's like catching fish with your hands. That didn't take. Got it. Okay, and we are in business, and I'm going to bring this up on screen. Okay, I'm going to change the way I look. Okay, this software, if you've got Logitech camera, if you've got one of these, yeah, if you've got camera, Logitech camera, then you can download the software for free. Okay, there are two softwares. There's this and Logic Capture. Just go to logitech.com and say search for software, and this software will come up, and this software controls your camera. With this software, which I'm about to start using, if I can get rid of that. Okay, done. All right, first thing you can do with the software is you can zoom in. My apologies for this in advance. Okay, I can zoom in. I can also, fortunately, zoom out. Now, what you're trying to do is to get to a position where you're actually comfortable on camera. What I do every Sunday night is I check my system out. I do a short recording, make sure that camera is positioned and I'm reasonably in the middle of the screen. Okay, and I'm as big as I want to. But when you start off broadcasting, and I'm going to use the software without. When you start off broadcasting, you look like this. Okay, you're further away from the camera. When you get used to broadcasting, you come closer to the camera. Okay, so let's bring the software back on screen. So I can go zoom in and zoom out. That's the first thing I can do. The next thing I can do is I can change the field of view. I just want to do something here so that you can get a better appreciation of what this looks like. Okay. Okay. So we're both wider angle now. So if I go here, yeah, and I go to the software, this is 65 degrees and I'm close to the camera. And to a certain extent, I'm too close to the camera. 78 degrees, and that's the setting I had, you've been watching all the time. And then 90 degrees, and you can see more of my office, and I'm further away from camera. Now, when we start broadcasting, we tend to start off like this. And as your confidence increases, you then get bigger. And if I was doing a piece to camera, I would get bigger still. Okay. So 3 angles, 65, this is the field of view, 65, 78, and 90. All done with the software, which is free from logitech.com. The other thing I can do is I can go widescreen. Okay, and I'm clicking widescreen. And if I go there as well, okay, I'm just right. The other thing you can do in the advanced tab is that you can change the brightness of the camera. Now, the software I'm showing you works with any Logitech camera. It's free. Just go to logitech.com to download it. Okay, so brightness. Okay, I can change the brightness. Okay, and I can go brighter and brighter and brighter until, right, that's about as bright as it goes. And you can tell that's not right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back, and all the settings, the default setting is 50. Everything is 50. Yeah, I can change the contrast. I can increase the contrast, or I can decrease the contrast. Now, there might be situations where you want to do this. Okay, if you were making a Halloween video or something like that. Let's come back to 50 again. Okay, and I want 50. I'm not happy yet. Okay, I'm happy now. Okay, there is bottom right. You'll notice bottom right of the screen. This is a software. Bottom right of the screen is a restore defaults, which is perhaps as well. So I know that if I make a mess of this, I can actually restore the default. You can change the color intensity. Yeah, so you can change the way that the actual colors look just by using the slider. I can go redder and redder, or I can come back, and you're ahead of me on this, I can come back to 50%. I can have auto white balance. This is handy if you're in low light. Yeah, it will compensate for low light. Okay, and you can have auto focus as well, but we don't need that. Okay, when you're broadcasting live or you're on Zoom, you do not need to use autofocus. It's just redundant. Yeah, there were times when it was needed, but it's not actually needed now. So I'm going to come back. Okay, so that's the software. You can press the restore default button if you go wrong, and it works with any Logitech camera, 920, 922, 925, 930, and the Brio, as we've just seen. You're watching me on the Logitech Brio, and I basically do that on a Sunday night just to check that everything's all right, that I'm in the center of the camera, the colors are good, contrast is right, everything's right. Okay, I've got to be honest here. I use default most of the time. Okay, so most of the controls are at 50, but that's basically the Logitech Brio camera, which is on discount today, and there is 20% off the Brio camera today, and that is a very good price. So say hello to everybody who's watching live. If you're watching me on Amazon Live, I'd like to say thank you for watching me, and I'm going to do one more thing before we finish our Wednesday show, and that's just to have a look at another camera, which I'm going to hide that. I'm going to bring this on screen, and we're going to go side by side. Okay, Brio left, Osbot Tiny on the right. I'm going to bring the Osbot Tiny full screen. I've got two cameras and one microphone, and this is the camera that's actually been doing the shots. Just a minute. Actually been doing the shots for the display area, and now back to me. Okay. This is a PTZ camera. Pan, tilt, zoom. Yeah. It's a darn good camera. It was produced last year after an Indiegogo campaign, raised the funds to do it, and it was oversubscribed. I am not surprised why it was oversubscribed. This is probably, and I'm just going to go down in a carousel to make sure I got it right. This is quite probably, yeah, I've woken Siri up. I'm going to stick my neck out here and say this is quite probably one of the lowest priced PTZ cameras. But the thing is that it has inbuilt tracking. And that means I am sure about what I'm saying. That was Siri on my Apple iPad. It has the ability, and I'm just going to make sure that it's working. I'm going to have a battle with Siri till I finish today. Siri, stop. Okay, do you think that'll work? I don't use Siri. I'm a Echo Dot man. Okay, so if I go here, then yeah, we're working. The beautiful thing about this camera, as I go back to my natural position 2, you've got 3 preset locations. Me, display area, just a minute, display area, and the third area, which is over there, and that's a picture of a Bristone circle. Back to me. No, I said back to me. Okay. One of the things that I love about this camera is that it has built-in tracking, which means that when I move, the camera moves. And I just love this feature. Let me get the mouse and move something out of the way so I can actually see. And the camera is tracking me as I move, and I'm going to move that out of the way so I can actually see the screen. As I move about my office, the Ipvo tiny camera is actually tracking me. SH. Stephen Healy. But I'm going to be honest here, it actually stands for Stonehenge. And the Stonehenge marketing department decided to shorten Stonehenge to me. SH. Okay, so thank you, Stonehenge, for that. I want the green screen to be further up, so just a minute. Okay, and I'm now happy that the green screen is in the right place. But this is a first for me. This camera is so much fun. It works, and it's 1080 and 720, and I'm broadcasting to you at 720 today. It is, without doubt, the funnest camera that I've ever had, because I can sit down and present, and I can stand up and present. Now, when we stand up and present, we actually have more energy. So I can actually take hold of the gimbal that we saw earlier, and I can show you the full gimbal. Okay? I can take hold of the stand that goes under the gimbal, and I can show you, I can demonstrate with more energy when I'm stood up. And I think I am going to, in future broadcasts, be stood up a little bit more, because then I can demonstrate the products to you whilst I'm standing. Should mention at this point that although this is a Stephen Healy production, I actually work for BeLive. Okay, and it's the BeLive studio that I'm broadcasting from today. Everything that you've seen, the videos, the images, the two cameras, is all part of the BeLive studio, and you've seen it live today on Amazon Live. And I want to say thank you for joining me, and thank you, of course, to BeLive for the mug. Okay, now I'm just trying not to drop anything. Okay, now the thing I can do while I'm stood up, down in the carousel, I'm weightlifting. You will see this, okay? And this is the Ipvo stand, which is in the carousel. If you want to use your mobile phone to do still shots, you need a holder, okay? This is a brilliant phone stand, okay? The base, well, this is like weightlifting. This weighs so much. You know, normally you get the tripod stands, and they can wobble. This will not wobble. This is going to argue with you if you hit it. You'll feel it. You get a bruise. So if you're doing a cooking demonstration, the last thing you want is for your camera to fall over. With this, it won't. It's got three joints. There's a joint at the bottom. You can change the angle with the joint at the bottom. You can change the angle with the mid joint, okay? And you can change the angle at the top with what I'm going to call the top joint, okay? So that is the Ipvo stand. If you find it in the carousel and you click it, you'll find that Ipvo also do document cameras as well. And I love this stand. I use this when I'm using the mobile phone as the camera source. And it is so sturdy, so heavy. And the joints, you've got to really want to move this. This is not going to, it's going to take the weight of your camera without a problem. It's going to be sturdy on a flat surface. And I think I love design. And this is just, he said, going over here so I can show it to you, but I'm going to go close to the camera. This design of this is just brilliant. I love the design of the Ipvo stand, which is down in the carousel. Okay, so I'm going to put this back down. Okay, and you notice that the camera is still following my every action, so you can walk around my office with me. Okay, and I'm going to move my chair back. You can see me do that, and then I'm going to sit down in the chair. And it's at this point that things get a little interesting, because I've just sat down. I've been lost. Okay, so I'm going to come back, and I'm now back. Okay, to preset location 2, and we should be good. Okay, so that's basically the camera that's down in the carousel at the moment. Is the Obspot Tiny. It is my favorite camera. It's so much fun. Yeah, sit down, stand up, move. And it has, okay, just while I'm here, we've looked at the 3 locations. I can also move it about freehand, okay, so up a bit, left a bit, and then back to me. So I can return back to me at any point. I can go down to the display area. If I press 2 buttons, I can go down to the display area and I can come back to me. Okay. Again, as with the other camera software, I can actually reset. If I need to reset, I can reset quite easily just by pressing the reset button on the software. It comes with software which controls as many Obspot Tinies as you've got. Okay. Okay, so I just want to finish off, and Siri's trying to talk to me again, but I just want to say, if you look at the camera down the carousel, you can see that it is tiny. It's the Obspot Tiny, and if you turn the lens, it switches it off, totally off. Yeah, it's not like the C920s and what have you. It turns itself totally off until you switch it back on again, just by tilting it back up. It does have an inbuilt microphone, which I may show you next week. And all right, and Rome's saying, I was just looking at that in your list today. It's a brilliant camera, Rome. Well, you can tell. You can tell I'm enjoying using it. I mean, I made a decision that to increase the number of items in my carousel, I would improve my live broadcasting equipment. And this is one of the things I've done to improve my own live broadcasting, because I've got Logitech C920, but I've also got the Obspot Tiny now. So 2 cameras, 1 microphone, and it works seamlessly. Now it works seamlessly for one reason. Okay, and I want to say thank you for the follow. Okay, thank you for following me, Amazon customer. Absolutely brilliant. I love basically, if you are enjoying this broadcast, if you do follow me, just click the link down below, then you'll get notified of the next broadcast. Also, when you come to amazon.com/live and you go to the following tab, you will see, I'm just waiting for a message to come in. I'm not moving until it does. Didar. Keep up the good work. And that is Didar, good friend in Pakistan. So hello to everybody, and thank you, Didar, for coming over and commenting today. Brilliant. This is the thing I love about live video, is that it brings people together. Okay, and that comment was made on Facebook, because I am broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch today, and my website. I didn't understand. I was following you for weeks, and okay, and some reason today. All right, okay, you actually came and watched. Well, thank you for joining, and thank you to. Oh, wait a minute. I've got another follow. Brilliant. Thank you so much. As I say, what happens is if you follow somebody, then you get notified of their broadcast, but not all the time. Okay, because if you're following 20 people and they all go live on the same day, you don't want 20 emails. As broadcasters, we do not get your details. Okay, the only people who have your details are Amazon. Yeah, and we don't know who you are when you have followed us, because the chat that you're commenting on now just disappears after the live broadcast. Okay, now it's getting so I've got 2 cameras here and I'm getting confused, so I'm going to come back to here. So this is the Brio, just to remind you which camera I'm on. Just a second. This is the Logitech Brio, and out to Didar again, and Didar is saying, you're welcome always, dear friend. Thank you. Okay, so this is Logitech Brio. Right, I have one more because I've showed you I've got 2 cameras. 2 cameras are in my BeLive studio. Yeah, and they're doing the same thing at the same time. Okay, just to prove that we're live. But there is something I want to show you, and for that I'm going to take my Obspot camera and I'm going to go here. Oh, I'm going to try and go here. Okay, this is the final item for today. Now you can see, as I can see, that there's all sorts of things. in my demonstration area, which I'm just moving out the way. This is live. Okay. Down in the carousel now. Hopefully I can find it just a second. Is this has to rate as being my best purchase of 2022, and it's something so simple that it's there. That's it. This is the Anker. The Anker 4-way USB port is there. Basically, we know you never have enough ports. Whether you've got PC or Mac, there are never enough USB ports. You take out the camera that you got plugged into a USB port on your portable or PC or Mac, and you plug this unit in. If you plug this unit in, you've then got the ability to have 4 USB-A connections. Using this, I've got 2 cameras plugged in. I've got my second microphone plugged in, and I've got this Toshiba 2 terabyte hard drive plugged in. All because of a $16.99 unit, I can use 2 cameras, 2 microphones. If I want, I can mix and match, and everything is just perfect. I'm going to go picture in picture so you can see it a bit better. I'm going to shrink myself. Okay, so let's shrink. Okay, I'm in my Live studio, so I can shrink myself. Okay, and I'm just going to move it slightly so you can see it. It's there. Okay, that's it. That's the USB-C 4-way. It's one of my best sellers this year, and I'm so glad I bought it. 2 cameras, 2 microphones plugged into one machine, giving you the ability to have 2 cameras, 2 microphones, and switch between them. Absolutely, well, for the price, for $16.99, I would suggest that we should all have. It's something we should all have. Okay, it's old technology. It's tried and tested and proven. It's a powered USB port from Anker. Anker are world renowned for the quality of their products. And this 4-way USB unit down the carousel simply works. Okay, so I'm not Logitech Brio. The camera's a Logitech Brio. Okay, well, it's been my pleasure today to be able to talk to you on Amazon Live. I'm live every weekday at 9 AM Eastern, talking about everything to do with live video. And I just want to go over to my iPad, and on my iPad, another follower. Thank you, Zephynex, and thank you, Rome, for all the comments. Thank you, Zephynex. All right, okay, and Zephynex is saying the right camera I'm seeing is best on my LG 27. Yeah, okay, it will be good. I'm just taking comments coming in, and comment coming in on Facebook from Marsha. Anker, great tips. We must welcome Marsha. Marsha is a good friend, and thank you very much for commenting on Facebook. Okay, beauty of this is broadcasting on Amazon Live and Facebook at the same time means I get the benefit of my friends on Facebook actually joining me whilst I'm live on Amazon Live. Really appreciate it. For watching me today, many thanks. I'm just going to go here and go side by side. Okay, and I'm going to change up slightly. Just give me a second. I'm resetting the scene. And I'm going to go to there. And I'm going to go to there. And I'm going to go here. Hopefully, just a second. No, that's okay. Okay, going down there and apply. Okay, thank you so much for watching me today. I'm broadcasting on be.live, wherever you see that, and everything I've done today, showing you the videos, showing you the images, showing you my agenda, all part of Be Live. 2 cameras, part of Be Live. Thank you for unmuting to listen. Okay, I love storytelling. I love your company. This is Lights, Camera, Action, live from England. This has been Stephen in Wiltshire in England. And I'm just going to take that off and go here and go here. Oh, that didn't take off, did it? Apply. Okay. I want to say thank you very much for spending time with me today. And thank you for following. Thank you for commenting both on Facebook and on Amazon Live. If you've any questions about what you should do in terms of live broadcasting, I'm here to help every weekday, 9 a.m. Eastern. And it's my pleasure. I really enjoy being here. I'm grateful to Amazon Live for having me. I'm grateful to you for watching me. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you all again soon. Goodbye for now from England.